Hello, and you are welcome to Breaking Things Down with Seyi Banigbe, aka BTD with Seyi Banigbe. And yes, this is the place where we talk all things success in career, success in business, success in life. When you watch this podcast, you become yes, your success level, it just goes up. It just goes up. Yeah, because of what you get. Yes. I'm happy to be back in your ears and in your screens. As you know, there's a lot packed. I have a lot to say. Yes, today I look a bit different, right? My background and everything, because today, I don't know if I should start shedding tears, but today's episode is actually me doing a rundown of all of my light bulb moments on season 1 of Breaking Things Down with Seyi Banigbe. Yes, we are gradually inching to the end of season 1 of the podcast, and I tell you, it's been a thrill for me. I'm the interviewer, I am the founder or creator, but I picked so many life lessons from watching and interacting with the guests. And there's just so much. So today, I will be telling you all of my light bulb moments from each of the episodes we've done. But this isn't the last episode. There's a banger coming. There's a banger coming next week. So make sure you set your reminders. Our episodes drop every Thursday. We are ending on a very loud note. Get ready for the final episode of Breaking Things Down with Seyi Banigbe season 1. Of course, we're going to bring season 2 and season 3 and season 4, and you know how we do it. So let's get right into it. So what was our first episode on season 1 of Breaking Things Down with Seyi Banigbe? It was actually the How to Profit from the Business of Fashion episode, and I sat with IK, who is also known as Ike Chuku, and it was definitely a rich one. I was very keen on that being the first episode of the podcast because I released the podcast on my birthday, and on that same day, I also launched a jewelry collection. I felt there was a lot. If you haven't seen the campaign video for the Founders Collection, that's the collection I launched on the 28th of January, 2025, on my birthday. If you haven't seen the video, if you haven't seen the jewelry, hurry to blandtoglam.com.ng and get the scoop. Or if you check in the videos, or if you're on YouTube and you check, the past videos, you see the campaign, you see the video and everything. But more importantly, I was celebrating my journey as a founder, and it's actually called the Founders Collection. And I thought there was no better way to celebrate. I'm all about giving knowledge. So there was no better way to celebrate than to actually talk about fashion, the business of fashion. Let me tell you something that I've experienced I won't say I've experienced. I experience a lot. When I tell people I'm a lawyer, there's this sense of, oh, wow, it's a pleasure to meet. Oh, wow. Oh, what do you specialize in? I'll say corporate and commercial. Oh, wow. You sound so brilliant and so, Trust me, this is what now. I stopped full-time employment, this probably 10 years ago? Let me tell you. When I step into a place and I say, I own a jewelry brand, it's remained for them to use broom to sweep me out of the room. Like, lack of recognition, lack of respect. They don't even show any form of, maybe the people that are not nice will be like, oh, that's brilliant. It's unusual. And on to the next one. It's the norm around here. Why? I don't know what it is with us that we think that people can't make good money from the business of fashion. Some people are making money. If you are someone that wants to start fashion, or you have someone that is doing fashion and you don't believe in them, change. Because I know so many serious-minded entrepreneurs in the fashion space that are doing well, very well. All I'm going to say is that right now, I have about 30 people on my payroll. If we didn't have some form of income, we won't be paying almost 30 people's salaries every month now. So think about it. Fashion is serious business. It's very, very, the people abroad get it. When you talk about the top top 5, top 10, the richest people in the world. You talk about the owner of Zara, the owner of LVMH, that's the Louis Vuitton, the Kering Group, and all of that. But here, I don't know why we're like that in Nigeria. You look down. We look down on people in fashion. That's a big mistake. So it was exciting sitting with IK. And what was my light bulb moment from that episode? It was just when he said, IK is a stylist here, but he's also a talent manager. So he scouts for models and he gets models for global brands. He said his models have worked, was it Prada? He mentioned quite a number of brands. And I'm like, for me, it was a bit much for me to think this guy, he didn't even study anything in fashion. I think he said he studied engineering or something. But he decided, you need to watch that episode, look for it. It was our first episode. He decided he wanted to be a stylist. But he didn't stop there. He now started also to, scout for models. And his models are walking global runways. Like, there's nothing that you can't achieve in Nigeria from Nigeria. Leave that thing, I don't care what anybody is telling you. Like, are you thinking about this thing take a listen, so it won't be as if I'm the one saying, take a listen to what Ike said.
I think my first trip to Europe was in 2023. It was when I told him, I didn't even tell him I was applying for a visa. I just told him, I'm traveling next tomorrow. He's like, to where? I'm like, I'm going to Paris. To do what? I say Fashion Week. He's like, I don't understand. You're going for, I'm like, yeah, Fashion Week. I'm going to participate in Fashion Week. I have models who work the shows. So just like over the weekend, while I was shooting, one of my boys worked Prada for the first time. That's the boy I found literally on the streets of Lagos.
Oh, and that's commission. When you say my boys, just so that whatever they paid him, commission. So guys, you heard it. You heard it from Ike himself. And I think for me, that just once again, it reignited that hope in who I am as an entrepreneur and as just someone living and building in Nigeria, that anything is possible, anywhere, any height I want to get to in the world, not in Nigeria, in the world. I mean, whether you like it or not, Ike is running a global business. Are you joking? And that was just him sitting down and saying, look, I want to do it. Of course, he's helping people. He's setting those people up. But the fact that he's on the global stage, interacting with brands like Prada and you all, come on, no. That's mind-blowing. So for me, I'm thinking, how can Bland to Glam be on the global stage? How can, my media firm be on the global... Like, if you're going to leave this, conversation, what I just said with anything, think of how you are going to get whatever it is you're doing on the global stage. It could be your career. It could be your business. But look, the world is waiting for us. And that's what Ike has shown us. The second episode was the Who is Seyi Banigbe episode. That's pretty straightforward. I think for those that haven't watched it, just run back into, go into our previous videos and audio podcast, the episodes and listen to where I talk about myself. I think it's important to listen and watch that episode because it gives you perspective. Sometimes when someone is talking to you a lot, when you know where the person is coming from, it helps you, it just shapes, it helps you, it gives you context. Because I might say some things and you're wondering, who is she to say that? What does she even have any experience in this? Or what does she know about that? Go watch that video, Who is Seyi Banigbe, and you'll get to understand the things I've done and the things I'm doing. And I believe you then get more value from the podcast and all of my work as a whole. Because of course you know that I don't just talk on this podcast. I have shows. I have Binging with Game Changers and many other shows. So it's very important you get to know me. Please get to know me. I want you to know me. Yes, the third episode was also me, but it was me speaking on how I built my jewelry brand. And yeah, how I built my jewelry brand. It was also sort of also, also coming out from the fact that I just released the Founders Collection. But, I thought, hey, it's my podcast, right? It might be kind of awkward someone coming to interview me. So I'm just going to, because forget it. I've done this thing. I've built this brand over 13 years in Nigeria. I don't suffer, right? And I believe in paying it forward. I believe people should learn from other people's mistakes and failures, so that they don't have to make them. So I just thought it was important that I sat down and I chronicled how Bland to Glam, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, Bland to Glam is the largest fashion jewelry brand in Nigeria. I'll give you your keypads. But that's the truth. No, but seriously, you find us in malls nationwide. We retail fashion jewelry for men and women. And when I say fashion jewelry, stuff like this, just accessories, not gold. Because sometimes when we say jewelry, so some of us mistake it. Fashion jewelry or costume jewelry is just stuff made from plastic, wood, ceramic. That's what we do. And I've done this for about 13 years. It's not been easy, but it's been worth it. We've gone from recording losses year on year to recording profits and paying the salary, feeding families. I'm sure there's a whole lot that I shared on that video. If you haven't watched it, please, go watch it. And I believe there'll be a lot of that. And don't just watch it. Share it with anyone, that's trying to build something, build a business, in Nigeria, anywhere in Africa, or even across the globe. I mean, entrepreneurship is a global concept, if you ask me. The fourth video was how to quit your 9-to-5, and that was with Nkebet Mesele. I know I just murdered her name, but what was my light bulb moment on how to quit your 9-to-5? I will not lie to you. One of the things that struck me while doing that interview was just thinking about what Nkebet is going through. Look, let me tell you, it's not easy when you've lived over 20 years of your life, getting your identity, your sense of definition and status from who you work with, the firm, and how does that work? She would have entered most places and said, "Hello, my name is Nkebet and I'm a vice president at Visa," or any other company, global company she worked with before then. You've done that for over 20 years. Let me tell you, it does something to your mind. It does something to, you build your achievement around that. And as human beings, it's a lot. So you might not understand the depth of what I'm saying, but it's a lot. Sometimes it's better for some people to just start off in life as an entrepreneur or as whatever they want to be than having to have built a reputation, a heavy reputation in a certain space, around a certain company. And then you are not leaving there to another big, massive company. You said, "Oh, I'm starting a business." You're not going to step into places and say, "Hi, I'm the founder of Intrinsic." And they're like, "Sorry, what's that? Who is that?" It's a lot to go through. It's a lot to go through. And for me, that just made me respect people like her and myself, to be honest, a lot more, because I had also worked for about 10 years plus when I resigned to face entrepreneurship fully. And yes, I did gain a lot of get a lot of satisfaction and fulfillment from, my status within the companies that I worked in. So it's a good thing, but it's difficult. And I salute her and I salute everyone that is on that journey. That was a light bulb thing for me there. It just reminded me of how tough that thing was for me and is for people that are migrating from a full-blown career to entrepreneurship. The fifth episode was Relocate the Right Way, and that was with Yemi Banigbe. That was a really exciting chat. And we basically spoke about Yemi's whys. Why did he? Because what I told him was, look, he had worked in Nigeria for I think about 15 years. He was doing okay, living in Abuja. The kids were in good schools. Wife had a good job. And he relocated. So we spoke a lot about his whys and a lot about what he needed to do. What people need to do to relocate the right way. But what was my light bulb moment? I asked him a question about him. I was asking if he wanted to come back to, relocate back to Nigeria. And he said, of course, sure thing. I mean, that he sees himself coming back, I think within the next 2 to 5 years or thereabouts. And then, I was excited. And I'm not like, what are you doing to make sure coming back to Nigeria is successful for you and he says, oh, he doesn't stop investing in his greatest assets, I promise you guys, when he said that, in my mind, I was thinking he had maybe some massive real estate investment or some major thing, business he was doing in Nigeria. I then asked, you've got to see that episode. I then asked him, what is that investment? No, take a watch. Take a watch right now and hear what he said. Knowing you well enough, I know you're going to come back. You've said it, you're going to. But the average person wants to, but can't. What are you doing to, because what I usually hear is, where will I start from? Where will I start from? I hear that a lot. What are you doing to make sure that coming back is easier for you?
My capital. We all need a capital. Whatever you want to start in life, you need a capital. And for me, the best capital I have in life is people. So
I thought you was talking about money.
Wow, money.
That's deep. You said people. Wow.
The best resource you can have in life, they say, is human resource.
So you've heard it. Did you hear what he said? He says his biggest asset, what he keeps investing in to make sure coming back home is seamless, is people. I won't lie to you guys. That did something to me. I mean, I've always valued people, but it made me value people a lot more. It made me start to invest a lot more in my just checking up on people. You know, yes, it's a different thing to love the people, your network, you know, your contacts, people on your contact, people that you would call if they mention someone's name, like, she's my friend now. Oh, he's my friend now. Do you check on them? Even if it's once in 6 months or what's in hey, guy, how are you? How's the baby? Or you're good. When is it? How far? When are you getting? And you know, technology has made it so easy. Let's check on each other. We are our greatest assets. And Yemi definitely reminded me of that powerful statement. We've always heard it. People say it. Human beings are your greatest asset. But I won't lie, it's kind of cliche right now. But the way he said it, I don't know. Maybe it was because when I asked him that question, that was the last thing I expected to hear. But guys, I've changed. I hope you will. And you really should go watch that. You know, that the whole episode. It was a really rich conversation I had there with Yemi. And the next episode after Yemi's episode was, is work experience overrated? And I sat with the one and only Abinibi. Yes, Abinibi. Yeah, he's a lot of things in the arts. He's a set designer. He actually designs my sets for my shows, Cooking with Game Changers, Chartered Account. So I've worked with him. Amazing guy, amazing professional, beautiful, person. And sitting down, what was the light bulb moment? You know, sitting down with him, it's sad to admit, or it's hard to admit, but one thing that hit me when I chatted with Abinibi was the fact that there's no one way to this destination of success, I tell you. Because all my life I've been a proponent of you must gain work experience, you must work in an office, yada, 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 before you start your business. But look, I keep meeting people like Abinibi every day. I remember my conversation with him was inspired by from my chat with Timmy, the founder of TT Dog. From that that's an episode on binging with Game Changers. I mean, I'm sure you find the link below if you want to watch that. But every day I keep meeting people like that. They did not work, they didn't finish university and, get into a 9-to-5. They literally just started their businesses and they are doing well. Will I tell my child to do the same thing? No, I will tell my child to do what I did. Maybe not work as long as I worked. I did a lot. But at least 2 years, I would still say, yes, I know, yes, maybe the light bulb was the fact that, yes, people can actually not gain work experience after uni and succeed. But if you're asking Seyi Banigbe what she would have her child do, I would still say work for at least 2 years. If you don't want to work for longer, work for at least 2 years in a structured environment. Say yes, sir to somebody. See how these organizations are run, how they are built. Know how to interact with people. All of that stuff. I will still say that. However, there's many, many ways to this success destination that we all seek. So, hey, I accept defeat, but I still stand by my own approach. So it was amazing chatting with Abinibi. The next episode was then this episode caused a lot of bass and all of that. It was the Are We All Side Chicks episode. Are we all side chicks? Are we all side chicks? That was a sweet one. Because people I don't know, there was just the response from that episode. Because yes, we definitely broke a lot of, well, will I say we broke tables? But the truth is, we addressed this thing of sexualizing women's success. What was my light bulb moment? I think the whole conversation just left me with a resolution. And what was it? Anywhere that somebody, as much as hints that a woman gave herself or was romantically involved with someone to get a position or to attain some level of success, I will no more keep quiet. I will not lie. Before that episode, if I heard such a thing, I would probably say, are you sure? Usually that would be my response. Are you sure she slept with this person? Hey, don't say what you don't know. But you know what? After that chat with the amazing Shola Kimpelu, what I would say in such a conversation now is, okay, let's even say she slept with the person. Did she do the work that was required for the success, for the success she attained? That position that she's in, is she delivering? If she is, please, can we ignore whoever she's sleeping with or not sleeping with and give her accolades for the good work she's doing? Let's stop tying these things, because women and men will always have relationships. But if a woman is delivering on any job, let's stop trying to water down. Let's stop trying to water down her effort and her success by just tying the whole thing to the fact that she slept with someone. Are you not sleeping with someone? And you that you're looking at me, you're sleeping with someone. Well, if you're married, you're sleeping with someone. And they did not say that what you've achieved is because, come on now. So women, and one thing I also took from that episode was the fact that women especially, we are the ones that need to start this movement. If people will stop sexualizing women's success, we are the ones that should take ownership of that narrative. And anywhere we are that people want to say such about any woman, we should shut down such a narrative. If all of us stand against it as women, people will stop talking that way about successful women or, women that attain success or are delivering on a job. So, especially, if you're a man watching as well, please join the campaign, join this narrative. Don't support or endorse people pulling women down or watering down their hard work and effort and success, tying it all to the fact that she was romantically involved with someone. So that was a deep episode for me. And I must add this, I was somewhere, someone walked up to me recently, that was last week, and he said, thank you so much for that episode. And that's the Are We All Side Chicks episode. And I'm like, oh, you enjoyed it? Because most of the people that were coming to me were women. Oh, we love you, love you. I'm like, okay, what was the takeaway? He was like, he'd been having a lot of issues with his wife lately on her kind of job. And they had just been clashing. And he was at that point of telling her, look, auntie, change what you're doing. I don't like this sort of job. He said after he watched that episode, he started to tell himself, how am I supporting this woman's dream? If she's good at this job and she's actually thriving, should I not be supporting her? Are these not powerful women on this episode talking about what they've achieved? And even the CBN women too. What if their husbands didn't support them? Would they even be at a place where they are saying, oh, you slept? So I'm excited at what this podcast is doing, how it is changing minds and lives, because I was blown away, and of course I appreciated him for watching and also taking, that cue. And then the next episode was What Are Your 20s For? It was so fun doing that with Chris, and I think it was more exciting because even the person I had that conversation with he kind of gave an insight into what I was doing in my 20s, right? This was someone we were in University of Lagos together. He could talk about, things I was doing when I was in uni. I could talk about stuff he was doing when I was in uni. He was in uni. And the light bulb moment for me at that thing, in that episode it was just a, forget it. We are all we are all product of our decisions. I mean, and there's that thing that people say when you grow up. No, when you grow up starts from how you're living your life from when you're 15, 16, even 13. If you ask me how passionate you are about your academics, then in your 20s are even more crucial. We highlighted the power of actually investing in meeting people and nurturing those relationships. That was another light bulb moment for me. I think, take a listen. I mean, Chris said something very powerful about, the kind of network he built while he was in school. And I thought it was amazing.
And that's one thing I think I did enjoy in my 20s, building a foundation of relationships. Because my nature is such that I'm an extrovert and an introvert, so I'm a mix. So my ability to be able to go out and meet people till today is still paying dividends. Many of the businesses that I do today, many of the organizations are people that I went to school with.
Fantastic.
So I think that's something you should do in your 20s as well. Find time to build relationships. It's not really about the height, it's about the depth. Because people don't just go out and pick up new friends.
True.
Oftentimes you find out that it's those that you've met, those that you know that you trust level.
So I mean, you heard it. Life is easier when we build the right kind of relationships when we have nothing. There's power in the stage of you having nothing. You are most vulnerable. You make the most sincere friendship. So I'm going to run. The next episode was with Steph Obi, and that was our What is Your Purpose episode. Wow. That was also one for the books. And my light bulb moment, on that episode was just hearing her story and also me telling my story and us discussing and just coming to the realization that this purpose thing actually evolves, it morphs. Because you can say something is your purpose now, but in 5 years, it could have totally been refined, redefined, and it's okay. And it felt quite freeing having her also confirm that because, so I'm myself and a whole lot of people have seen our passions and purpose and, our, things that drive us. I've watched it evolve over the years, and it was so exciting, to have her confirm and just show that this thing changes. It changes. Quickly listen and see how, her purpose moves from one thing to the other. It was just amazing. Listen, take a quick listen to her. What you would have called purpose back then is different from, it's been refined.
Yes.
To now. So I realize it's a journey. What do you think?
Yes,
What
it's
do you think?
definitely a journey. I think that if God shows you where you're going, you may get scared. And so he
it's
just
usually
gives
too
you...
much.
Yes, it's too much. So he gives you small steps.
Bits and
Try
pieces.
this first.
I
Try
really
that
agree
first.
with
Try
you.
that. And what's happening is that you're building competence. You're growing. You're going to fail. That one is normal. But you will learn resilience and you come back at it again. And the more you try all those small things, the more you get better. And then he keeps giving you new assignments. So that's why you will notice that after a while, it will be time to do something new.
Another thing, it was good chatting with Steph, but another thing that hit me on that episode was she said that thing about how God keeps showing you stuff. And if he keeps nudging you about something, do something about it. And that's going to connect me to our next episode, which was, is it time to switch careers? And I spoke with Adedami on that episode. And I honestly cringed when on Adedami's episode, he said the same thing that Steph had said, he said, if God keeps showing you something, if God keeps telling you, nudging you about something, do something about it. And for me, there I'm thinking, Steph is a Christian. Dami is a Muslim. But they're saying the same thing. Look, there is the spiritual side to all of us. And we must all be very mindful of it. And if you keep getting those you keep seeing those things. You keep getting that nudge, that feeling. You just know. You don't know how, but you just feel so strongly about something. Don't joke with it. If it keeps coming back and coming back and coming back, do something about it. Because what I learned from Dami's Adedami's episode and also Steph's episode is most times that thing that keeps coming to your mind, you feel passionate about, when you do something about it, it usually leads you to the bigger purpose, to the bigger dream, to the jackpot. Most times, I realize that God usually doesn't, when He's telling you what to do or pushing you into purpose, He doesn't dangle a jackpot in your face. He usually just gives you, a passion or interest about something, and He expects you to follow it. And as you follow it, that passion leads you on a path, and it just keeps getting brighter and brighter from then on. So let's all stop. Please stop ignoring those voices, that voice in your head, that picture you keep seeing. Let's not ignore it. It is something. Do something about it. Dami, Adedami, emphasized that on Is It Time to Switch Careers? Steph Obi also emphasized that on What Is Your Purpose? And the last episode, that we had before this one that you're watching was with Shewa Deomi, and that was Qualities of a Star Employee. That episode, honestly, was sweet. If you haven't watched it, run. Check our diary and you'll find it, because that is one episode you need to share with anyone in the workforce, any employer, especially employees. And the light bulb moment for me on that episode was how, all the bass she gave about remote working, I loved it. How she said, there was this part where she said something about you're working from home and then they tell you to turn on your screen, or please, let's take a quick listen to that.
You have a meeting at 8 a.m. You're not on the call. They're calling you. Where are you? We're hearing the tap running. You're still in the shower. Hello. Or we have a 12 p.m. meeting and you say, oh, there's no power, so I can't join the call. Yeah, then come to the office. So if you want to work from home, then the structure has to be there for you to thrive. That's on one hand. You have people who you're trying to talk to them to say, okay, can we have a call? We're missing an external person. Can you put on your video? And go, sorry, I can't put on my video right now. I'm doing school runs. Excuse me. You knew that you had work.
So yeah, that episode touches on remote working, physical, non-remote, so hybrid working. Anybody working in any way should listen to that episode, because you would definitely pick a lot of nuggets on how to be an exceptional standout employee. And employers would also gain better understanding on how to treat their employees. So, guys, I can't believe season 1 of Breaking Things Down with Seyi Banigbe is coming to an end. I'm gonna miss you, but this is not the end. Like I said, we are ending with a bang. Next week, the banger is going to drop. Our final episode finale. No, I won't say episode finale, actually, season finale of Breaking Things Down with Seyi Banigbe is coming next week. See me, I'm shaking, because it's just going to be hot. It's going to be hot. So get ready. We're going to bow out with a very loud episode, and I cannot wait for you to watch it. Thank you for sticking with me, on this episode. If there's any one of the episodes I spoke about that you haven't watched, this is the sign you need. Go watch them and just enjoy, juice out, get all the juice in every single episode, because I don't know any episode on season 1 of Breaking Things Down with Seyi Banigbe that is not rich. So relax with it, whether it's on your podcast or on YouTube. Watch, listen, and just soak it all in. And hit me up in the comments. I want to talk to you. Talk to me. Yeah, give me your feedback. Let me know if you agree or you don't agree. Let's stay in touch. And if you have not subscribed, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, that's Seyi Banigbe, hit the subscribe button right below. Join this family, because even though season 1 of Breaking Things Down with Seyi Banigbe would be ending, season 2 will come. But even before season 2, I'm going to be dropping videos. Live, I'm still living, right? And the channel is Seyi Banigbe, so you'll still be getting stuff from me. So you need to subscribe. so that you are in touch with Seyi Banigbe. Because when you're in touch with Seyi Banigbe, it's all about success. There'll be something around success always dropping on this channel. Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much for watching the podcast. I'm so happy you're here. Let's become family. Hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for all the yummy stuff we have for you on this channel. Thank you.